Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm kalikaiz and today we're playing Combo Control. That's right, it's Sunscape Familiar in Familiars. This deck is going to be a bit of an experiment. We're playing Brainstorm over Preordain and Augur of Bolas. So Augur of Bolas, if you haven't heard of it, it enters the battlefield. You look at the top 3 cards of your library. You can reveal an instant or sorcery from among them and put them in your hand. The rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So we have 22 non-creature spells that we can get with it, which puts it just within the realm of playable. And you can combine it with Brainstorm. You can set up the top of your library. And we also can combine Brainstorm with Lorien Revealed. And that makes it much more playable, like fixing our hand and everything like that. So this is basically my Meaning of the Minds build. But instead of playing Seagate Oracle, we're playing the Brainstorms. And over here in the mana base, I'm going to split with 2 Ash Barons and 2 Broker's Hideout. The 4 fetches plus the 4 Lorien Reveals are going to make the Brainstorm better. Plus the Augur of Bolas can help with the Brainstorm. And what I like about this list here is that Augur of Bolas really does a good job casting Meeting of Minds when combined with something like Godfrey's Faithful and Sunscape Familiars. So you're really low to the ground and you're going to make that happen. Plus we're getting on the board earlier and then we're going to be able to just go after our opponent really quickly. I'm also doing the Murmuring Mystic plan to give us a bit of a like Splinter Twin feel where we're just going to go off making a ton of birds. As with Ghostly Flicker, you can flicker Archaeomancer and an island with 2 familiars in play to make it a mana neutral loop and get infinite birds. In the sideboard, we have 4 Dust to Dust, another Archaeomancer to bring in when the Archaeomancer loops are good and the Mystic is bad. The Excludes for Emblem and Control decks, Counterspell for the Emblem decks, and Lose Focus for the Emblem decks. So we actually have 2 Counterspell, another Counterspell, 2 Lose Focus, and 2 Excludes. It's just really, really hard on trying not to lose to Gardens because I just hate losing to that deck, so hopefully it'll work out. Then I have 4 Hydroblast for Burn and other like Pyroblast decks, and Nature's Chant for Relics, and also 2 Hose Affinity. So if you're interested in checking out sideboard guides for this deck, maybe this list specifically, if someone in the Familiars Patreon wants, check out patreon.com/kalikaiz, where you can get all the sideboard guides for BAMs, Altertron, and also Poison Storm. And then make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this deck. This video is brought to us by cardmarket.com, the largest seller of Magic the Gathering cards in Europe. So hit them up if you want to get yourself a battle box if you're in Europe. And that's it from me. Let's get into the matches. Okay, round 1 versus Tall Ramen on the draw. We have a 0 lander, so that's going to get mulliganed. Okay, this time we have a pretty decent hand. Let's keep. Put back probably the Brainstorm. We don't really need it at the moment. Our opponent is on Goblin combo, it looks like. Play the Ash Barons and pass the turn. Going to be kind of tough for us to win game 1. They play a Swamp and Ichor Wellspring, so no turn 2 creature. Probably not going to be able to turn 3 us. Let's go. So we draw a Counterspell, which can be good, because that's going to counter the first day of class, assuming they don't Mesmeric Fiend it away or something, or Duress. Cycle this for an island. And then next turn I'm just going to go Familiar plus Augur. Or I could Godfrey's Faithful plus the Augur, and then try to go Familiar the next turn and draw with the Meeting of Minds with my 3 creatures, drawing into another island so that I can hold up Counterspell. So it's a decent option as well. Let's see what we draw. They have nothing. They're probably going to end step a Deadly Dispute. We draw an island anyway, so we would rather have non-creature spells than lands. Play the Familiar. They're going to Deadly Dispute in response. Yeah, that's fine. Can't do anything about it. So let's see if they untap and kill me next turn. What will Augur of Bolas do for me? Will it whiff? Finds a Brainstorm. Okay. All right, we'll put the Moldrifter on the bottom first. That's the turn. So this next turn, we can play the Faithful, cast the Meeting of Minds, then cast the Brainstorm. Plays a Putrid Goblin. So clearly we could be dead. Impulsive Pilfer. I'm tapped out. Skirk Prospector. 5 cards in hand. The likelihood that we live if they actually cast the first day of class is pretty low. Oh, you know what I didn't think about? But we can hide our counterspell with the Brainstorm? Huh. So maybe I would just go... That way we don't get it caught by a duress. Huh. Alright. Let's Faithful. And we can just Brainstorm right now. Put the counterspell on top. And then if they duress me, they'd have to double duress me. Alright, I'm gonna do it. Brainstorm. We have double counterspell. Okay. And then a Lorien revealed. We'll put back the Ephemerate. Or I could just put back double Ephemerate or double counterspell. That is a tough ask. I'm not really sure what to do here. I'm going to put back the counterspells because I would rather have them in general in this matchup than the draw spell specifically. We can block and then draw some cards. Let's see if they go for... they're going to loot. Do they have the Mesmeric Fiend is the question. Discards 2 lands, Rakdos Carnarium and a Swamp. They're pretty flooded. Faithless Looting again. Discards Mountain Prospector, 4 cards in hand. Plays another Prospector. So they appear to have nothing. So no attacks for our opponent. We can cast Meeting of Minds. And then we'll just cycle for an island. Kind of funny. Cycle, grab an island here. And then now we have double counterspell up. That's the turn. So I guess we're looking for some Murmuring Mystics to start trying to close the game. And also Arcanemancer, I guess, so that we can get the counterspell back after we use it. Plays a Pilferer, 3 cards in hand. Now, if they attack everything, I'm going to block the Prospector with the Augur Bolus, but they don't. So let's cast a Meeting of Minds again. Draw some cards. I have a Flicker. Going to Ephemerate the Augur, see what I can find. Finding a Lorien revealed, okay. Then put these on the bottom. So do I want to cycle? I think I do want to cycle for an island. And then I can play the Familiar, and I have double counterspell still. Let's see what we get off this Ephemerate. So far, Augur treating us pretty nicely. Ephemerate the Augur. Okay, we whiff. First time we whiff. I mean, we haven't set any of them up, and we whiffed this one time. We didn't want lands, though. Okay, let's go land. Play Sunscape Familiar. We can pass the turn. So next turn, we can Brainstorm and then Flicker the Augur to clear the Brainstorm, which is kind of sweet. They cycle and Unearth. 3 cards in hand. They're going to Deadly Dispute the Pilferer. I could counterspell this, but then I'm kind of weak if they have... Oh, here's a great idea. We'll go counterspell. No, that doesn't work. I can counterspell, and then if they have a... I was trying to figure out... I feel like I can't counterspell here. But this draws them 2 cards. Oh, I can't do it. I'm afraid. Here's the Duress. Yeah. So now they only have to be 1 counterspell in hand, which is pretty likely. Looks like they have another Deadly Dispute effect, going up to 5 cards in hand. Plays an Ichor Wellspring. Okay, so I think I want to Brainstorm and get rid of these Chanceries, or these lands here. We'll see. They're going to play Mesmeric Fiend. Alright, let's Brainstorm. So if we put back... I don't think I can beat anything here. So what do? I just put the counterspell on top. And put back a Familiar. So if I'm not going to counterspell this right now, I guess I do keep the counterspell. So put these 2 cards back. Attempt to counterspell. If they have the first day of class, I'm just dead here because it didn't have enough counters. I don't know what I was doing there. Sacrifice the Pilferer for red mana. Alright, whatever. It's not definitely over, but it's pretty over. I just don't have enough counterspells in the main deck, really. Just 2. So we're bringing the Hydroblasts. The Arcanemancer, the Murmuring Mystic can come out. The Destroy Evil doesn't necessarily need to be there. I don't think the Godfair of the Faithfuls do anything for me. Bring in another counterspell. More and more counterspells, basically. Do I want to bring in the Exclude? I don't think so. And Snap is pretty bad. So we have a lot of effective counterspells, but tough matchup for sure. Alright, we're on the play. Just a bunch of counters. Guess I'm keeping. So, get my tap line out of the way. Then I'm going to blind the Augur. Maybe I'll just leave up the loose focus right now. Let's see what we find. All right, we found a plains. Get the Augur into play. Another counterspell. Okay. So we're rolling now. Looking for card draw, I guess. I can just counter everything. They're going to loot with the first day of class? Wow, that is aggro. I will counter your spell then. Go ahead and attack. If they tap out to cast the Introduction to Prophecy, I will counter it. Easy peasy. Well, let's just counter this. Replicate one. I have a lot of counters in my hand, so I don't want them to be drawing cards. Same targets. I don't want them to have a Deadly Dispute target right now. Finding Meeting of Minds. I'm gonna pass. I guess attacking and passing is basically the same here. Alright, what are they gonna do? Future Goblin is fine. Okay, they passed to end step. Let's cast Meeting of Minds. Pretending that we have a Hydroblast in hand. Draw a Brainstorm. Okay. Alright, play the land. Oops, that didn't work out for me. I expected that to be an Evolving Wilds and it was a Broker's Hideout. My bad, I messed that up. I was thinking, how can I get this Brainstorm off while not screwing up here? And then I did. Mesmeric Fiend, huh? Fine. I got 3 counterspells. How do you feel about it? Maybe takes the Brainstorm. Takes the Drifter. Interesting. Find a snap. I'm gonna pass. I can snap the Mesmeric Fiend if I want. We're gonna Deadly Dispute the Goblin. Let's counterspell the Deadly Dispute. Okay, that resolves. They're at 5 cards in hand still. So they might have an Unearth. Let's use a Brainstorm and see what we find. Awesome. So I'll put these cards back. Cast Meeting of Minds. Very sweet. That worked out. Now we can play Familiar. Cast the Meeting of Minds now. We just didn't play land yet. Draw. Lightning Bolt on the Familiar, so I'll snap it. Hold up my double counterspell. If they want to Pyroblast the snap, that's fine, I think. And then I just have counterspell. But they scoop it up. Yes. All right, let's try again. So I definitely like how Augur of Bolas is so good at casting the Meeting of Minds. All right, we cannot keep this one. Or that one. And we have 2 lands. Let's, I guess, keep. It's certainly bad. But I don't want to go to 4. We have loose focus. If we draw lands, we can get there. We draw an Ephemerate instead. That's fine, that's fine. We do have Lorien Revealeds as well in the deck. They're casting a Mesmeric Fiend. Okay. I got nothing, so enjoy. I mulled to 5 on the draw. It's not good. Maybe I should have gone lower. I get rid of the Familiar, the weird pick. It's nice for me to have the mana reduction, but I don't have anything to play. Okay, I'm passing the turn. I know I have the loose focus. They're going to get in for 1. Okay. I'm going to Brainstorm in response to this Wellspring, because I don't want them to have a land to wreck me. Put back the Ephemerate. Put back 1 snap. Then I'm going to cycle for a plains. Oh god, I cycled for an island. Oh no. Oh jeez. That was a huge misstep because I usually... Oh no. Okay, pass the turn. That was a terrible, terrible mistake. Wow. My lands are usually the... Oh god, I have no response. Okay, plays a Wellspring. Yep. Can't believe I did that. I will counter your duress. That's the turn. So if I had kept the plains instead of an island, I could have snapped the Mesmeric Fiend, got the Familiar in play, and then countered the Mesmeric Fiend on the way back down. Okay, so now I still have that available. Let's... oh god. Oh, I messed up again. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see what happens. So on their end step... Oh, none of this is good. Plays a Goblin Matron. Okay. Finds a Prospector. I was thinking I could snap the Mesmeric Fiend and then play my Familiar so that I could counter the Mesmeric Fiend and cast the Meeting of Minds and stuff. Let's see what we draw. Lorien revealed. Let's snap this. Untap my lands. Get back my familiar. Play the familiar. Draw 2 cards. Find a Brainstorm. And okay. So I guess I'm hoping that they Mesmeric Fiend the counterspell, go for it, and then I Brainstorm into a Hydroblast. That's my option here. My playing is not super good so far. They have 2 mana. A Braid. Let's Brainstorm, trying to find a Hydroblast. Darn. Okay, so I find a Counterspell and a Familiar. Back Lorien Revealed, Muldrifter. Yep, the Familiar dies. They play a Skirk Prospector. They're going to get in for 2. Or 1, I guess. My turn. Play a Fam. Island Cycle. We're going to grab the Floodplain because I can't only cast Counterspell this turn, and I might as well just get my tap land out of the way so I don't have to draw a tap land later. Our opponent, if they draw a Deadly Dispute, will have the combo easy. So maybe we have to counter a Deadly Dispute. They have 4 cards in hand. Plays Dark Dweller Oracle, so they can sacrifice their creature. Like if they play another Mesmeric Fiend, they can sacrifice it. Gonna get in. Okay. Block. 3 cards in hand for the opponent, but they basically have quite a bit of mana and cards that they can just draw off the Dark Dweller. Like they could just draw off that, like that. Finds the first day of class. Cast the first day of class. I think here I don't counter it because if they place Putrid Goblin, I can just counter the Putrid Goblin. Okay, so that's the first day gone. All right. So we want to cast the Muldrifter, and we're gonna leave the Floodplain open. Play Chancery and pick up the island this time. So they have Introduction to Prophecy that they can cast. Next turn, we can draw 3 cards with the Lorien Revealed and hopefully just solidify our lead. They have a Deadly Dispute, Manical Offering on the Wellspring. That's pretty bad. They're probably going to draw into some Hydroblasts here. They have 5 mana available, plus the Prospector on the Dark Dweller if they want to. Lightning Bolt on the Familiar dies. We are also running out of life. They decline to attack. 5 cards in hand still, though. Okay. Find an Ephemerate. Okay, I'm going to attack with the Muldrifter. And I will attempt to Ephemerate the Muldrifter. I'm going to Lightning Bolt in response. I'm going to Counterspell because, I don't know, I feel like that's the right play. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Find a Meeting of Minds and a Flicker. Play Island, and we'll see what happens here. If they go for it, we can, I guess, Flicker Muldrifter Island and try to find combo or some sort of counterspell. They're going to play Introduction to Prophecy. If they don't have anything, we can draw with Meeting of Minds. Plays a Mountain. They went top, bottom. Deadly Dispute on the Wellspring is going to draw them a lot of cards. I'm really surprised they brought in all these Lightning Bolts, to be honest. Somehow they just don't have it. I guess because they wasted this first day of class earlier. They know that I'm probably not going to block with the Muldrifter because I want to resolve the Ephemerate. I'm going to 12. Let's cast this Meeting of Minds. They Lightning Bolt the Muldrifter. They run in 4 Lightning Bolts. Find another Ephemerate. So this Ephemerate's going to go away. Okay, Archaeomancer. We can get back Counterspell. Okay, there's a Counterspell. And then play the Ephemerate. Alright, I guess we might have them here. Let's find out. They go Faithless Looting. So that's going to give them some card selection. Draw 2, discard 2. Discards 2 lands. Go for a Duress. I'll play my Counterspell. Plays Goblin Matron. Finds the Putrid. Plays the Putrid Goblin. So they have to have first day of class in hand. They had a bunch of Duresses. And they would have to have another Pyroblast as well. Let's see if they have Pyroblast. Get the Counterspell. They did not Pyroblast the Archaeomancer in response. We're going to just try to Counterspell the first day of class. Now we're tapped out. Well, good for you. They had triple first day of class. We'll see you in round 2. All right, round 2 on the play. Can't keep this hand. Oh man, this is pretty bad as well. but I think I'm gonna keep it just because I don't want to go lower. Geez. Saying that a lot today. I really think that if I had kept a plains there, I could have done it. Let's see what happens. Snow-covered forest. Utopia Sprawl on red. So we're facing land destruction. That's awesome. Let's get our tap land. Play the tap land and pass the turn. Our opponent does not have it. Let's grab an island. Okay. So let's play Augur of Bolas. Does it find the meaning of mines? 2 lands. Pass the turn. We need 1 more land. Just 1. They're gonna scred. I'm gonna ephemerate. And what do we find? Counterspell's good. Pass the turn. So if we can find a Lorien revealed off the top, we've already used 2 of them though. We can cycle for an island and hold up counterspell. They're gonna acid moss. Yeah, that's a thing. We're going to ephemerate. Looking for land. A brainstorm. Okay, I'll take the brainstorm. Okay, brainstorm. Looking for islands. Did not get there. This did not work out. Okay, fair enough. Land destruction. Not a good matchup for the deck that likes to put lands in play. Get rid of these cards. Then maybe bring in an exclude. I do like Murmuring Mystic in this matchup actually because Murmuring Mystic allows us to actually win the game if we can get our lands in play. We obviously can't though. Oh geez. So in that spot, the Ash Barrens would have been way better as a broker's hideout because we could have gone for an island first and then another island. We would, yes, like to play first. Mulligan, the easy death. All right, let's keep this one. Put back the snap. Maybe the augur. 1 Augur Bolas. Allows me to snap a turn 1 Arbor Elf. What are you gonna do, man? Or woman. Okay, they play Utopia Sprawl again. Chooses red. Okay. We're gonna grab an island. Play a land. Okay, we got a loose focus. So we can hold that up. The problem is we need another land drop. Another Utopia Sprawl. I'm just going to counterspell it. It seems like they don't have lands. It'd be great if they just miss. All right, they play land in a relic. I don't think relic is really necessary here, to be honest. But it does do some things. Let's play Augur of Bolas. Grab this Meeting of Minds, and I want the Murmuring Mystic as high as possible. That's the turn. I got nothing right now, though. I'm just going to pass. They cracked the relic. Okay. Another Utopia Sprawl on green. Okay, we can set up this brainstorm. Darn. If I play the familiar right now, I'm gonna put back Augur and familiar. I'm gonna go ahead and attack. Then I'm going to play the Chancery, pick up the land, snap the Augur, and hold up counterspell. Next turn I'm drawing familiar. I can go familiar into Augur of Bolas, and then with the trigger on the stack, cast the Meeting of Minds. Okay, they pass. Sunscape familiar. Oh no, I can't Meeting of Minds. So let's just cast this Augur of Bolas. Don't want to. Let's grab this island. Lorien revealed, which is an island for me. Passing the turn. This is working out a little bit better than last time. They have 5 mana. Will you just slam the Avenging Hunter? They're trying to determine if I have a counterspell. Okay. Kills my Augur Bolas, sure. Cast Meeting of Minds. Draw 2 cards. We draw Flicker, which is good against land destruction. And a Murmuring Mystic. Okay, things are looking up. Play Murmuring Mystic. Passing the turn. I think we're looking pretty favored here now. Yeah, they agree. We win. Can we win on the draw? I don't know. So maybe Destroy Evil and Exclude should just be Hydroblasts. Maybe let's bring in the Exclude. I mean, Hydroblast can be good. It's tough to say. Look at all the 2-drops we have. We have 19 2-drops. Yeah, this one is not a keep, right? Let's see. Our opponent mulligans a 6. They snap mold to 6. So what does that mean? Play the Ash Barrens. Turn 2, we cycle for an island, and then we can go see. We can lose focus. If we draw any more lands, we can save our lands with Flicker. Yeah, I talked myself into a keep here for some reason. Let's see. Forest, Arbor Elf, power play, play a land, and pass the turn. Cycles a Generous End. Okay. Plays a tap land. I'm going to cycle the island. So next turn they have 3 or 4 mana. But whatever they do, I'm going to snap, then lose focus it. So I'm pretty reliant on trying to draw land here, actually. So let's see if our opponent is going to attack. They swing for 1. The other thing I could do is play this land. Let's just see what they do. They have 3 mana. They're going to get in. Okay, that's it. All right, do you have a Pyroblast? Because that'll wreck me pretty bad. Let's untap this land and snap. They don't have a Pyroblast. Okay. We're getting closer. Cycles a Generous End, so they're going to have 4 mana. Place the Arbor Elf again. Now it's 5 mana on the table. Let's cycle for an island. So do I think they're going to have 6 mana next turn? Wow, we have found a Murmuring Mystic? Ooh, that's tough. What do I do here? So if I play the Mystic, if they have a Scred, I'm hosed. I think I'm going to play the Augur of Bolas, and then hopefully they just tap out for a 5-drop. Grab the Meeting of Minds. Fortunately missing on that land. 5 mana. So they could play a 6-drop now. They're untapping their land. 6 mana for a Boarding Party. Finds a Relic, so we're going to lose focus on the Boarding Party. Relic will resolve. Alright, whatever. Get rid of my land. Play a Floodplain, and then I'm going to go and play Murmuring Mystic and attack you for 1. If my Murmuring Mystic survives, we will probably win. They could have Cannonade, I guess. Plays an Avenging Hunter. Sure. Not great, but not death. Plays another Arbor Elf. We have a lose focus. So I can attack with both creatures. If you block one of them, I ephemerate it. That seems good. Okay, let's attack. Hiya. They block. I go ephemerate. Make a bird. Kill your Arbor Elf. And then I guess I pass. My bird is ready to take the initiative from them. Get rid of a counterspell. We did bring out all of the faithfuls though, so scary, 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 Avenging Hunter. They're going to go into Scry, which is good because that's not pressuring my life total nearly as much. They have 2 cards in hand. Oh, they're tapping out for an Annoyed Altasaur. Guess what? We're going to counter everything. Boom, boom. Lose focus, cast with Replicate, counter this. One Replicate. I do love lose focus in this scenario. Are they scooping? I think they're scooping. Pausing. Yeah, we win against Ponza. Could not be Goblins, but we beat Ponza. So let's see you in round 3. Okay, round 3, we're versus Sorceress Queen, who likes to play Infect, which is definitely sketchy for me. We need our... I don't know, we need like all of our snaps. Oh no. Okay, Glistener Elf turn 1. Play a land. I don't have a good sideboard for this matchup, to be honest. Okay, they have a Rancor. I'm gonna be dead. Be very, very dead. Gets in. I need to be able to brainstorm into a Plains. Find a Plains. I'll put back the Mire and the Ephemerate. Cycle this. I think I should still just get an island, unfortunately, and then play the Chancery. There's not a lot of likelihood that we're not dead. And pass the turn. Getting rid of a Brainstorm, I guess, or the Muldrifter. Muldrifter's pretty expensive. I do want my land drops. They have to just have nothing, just the 3/1, and that's it. We're at 6. Plays Ichorclaw Mirror, so that's 4 damage. Find the snap. Wow. Okay. Play Sunscape Familiar. So which one do I want to snap? If this block gets blocked, it becomes 3 damage. We have to snap the Ichorclaw Mirror. If they have any sort of protection, we're dead. And I am out of here. So we want to get rid of all the Faithfuls. The Destroy Evil, potentially. The Lose Focus can come in. Maybe the Exclude. Arcane Mancer. Mystic's medium. And Nature's Chant can be okay. Maybe Mystic is better than the second Exclude. Let's bring in a Counterspell over the Exclude. But a Counterspell is like pretty expensive as well. Just get rid of the Nature's Chant. So we just have to have fast blockers again. It's like Pauper is all about getting on the ground early, and I can't get my 2 drops in play. Let's see what happens. Okay. I can keep this. Play the Mortuary Mire. Turn 2, play the Island, holding up the Lose Focus. Then I can cycle for the tap land, play that tap land. Then the next turn I can Familiar with the Lose Focus up. So we gotta turn off the upkeep stop for myself, play the Mortuary Mire, and pass the turn. Do they have the turn 1 Glistener Elf? Played a Forest. There's a Glistener Elf. That's pretty sad. Island. Pass the turn. They have a Forest. We're going to Counterspell the Rancor. Then I think I go grab an Island, play the Augur. They embiggen, making it a 5/5. Scary. Play the Island, play the Augur Bolus. Then let's see what we hit or whiff on. Finding a Brainstorm. Okay. There goes my Chanceries. Pass the turn. I mean, it's faster than getting a Seagate Oracle in play, but it certainly doesn't draw me lands. Okay, they make it a 2/2. So embiggen, is that an instant? Wow. All right, block. Broker's Hideout, okay. Pass the turn. You grab the plains. I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna block. Then I'm gonna cast Medium Mines. Draw some cards. They don't have any blue mana right now, so it's not like they can counterspell. We draw. So let's go Sunscape Familiar. Play the Chancery. I'm gonna pick up the Mortuary Mire actually. Pass the turn. Okay. Glistener Elf is getting in. I'm gonna block. Play Giant Growth the Glistener Elf. Mold Drifter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's play Murmuring Mystic. So if they cast a trample spell, I'm going to counterspell. If they don't cast a trample spell, I'm going to pre-blocks Brainstorm so I can make a bird and block with the bird. You play an Island. We have a Spell Pierce. Attacks. We're going to Brainstorm. Do we draw? Okay, so Floodplain on top, Mortuary Mire on top. Attack with the block with the bird. That's it for them, okay? I'm going to Mortuary Mire, getting back the Familiar. Then I can Brainstorm into the Familiar, which is kind of nice. Tapping my Chancery so I can have white and white. They're going to Dispel. Okay. I think I'm going to, let's see. Guess I should pass. Next turn I can play the Familiar. Obviously they have Dispels and Counter Magic and stuff. I'm going to try to snap it in response to this Rancor here, which is a pretty scary spell for them to have. They have 3 cards in hand. Plays a Snakeskin Veil. I'm going to counterspell the Rancor. Spell Pierce. Sad. Okay. But right now we have 4 power and they have 5 power. So we shove everything in front. Giant Growth kills everything I have. Then I go Familiar, Arcane-Mancer, Snap Your Thing, play Mold Drifter. Embiggen does not kill me, but it keeps the Glistener Elf alive. Putting everything in front of this. Trying to dead it. And definitely trying to not die ourselves. Wow, they're going for blocks. Do they have a post? They just let the thing die? I have 3 birds now. That's it for them, huh? Okay, Sunscape Familiar. Let's play Arcane-Mancer and get back Counterspell. And attack for 3. So I'm focusing on using my Counterspell for their creatures at this point. I believe. Plays Experimental Augury. Alright, I'll counter that. I don't want them to find a creature if they don't have one, and I don't want to get more Infect, even though that doesn't matter that much. And we win. Okay. Scary. You know what? Destroy Evil might be better because it can kill a big creature than Exclude. I didn't think that would be the case before, but now I see it. Okay, we can turn to Snap. but don't really have anything after that. They keep 7. If we turn 2 snap, we have counterspell for later. I'm gonna... Then what's our follow-up? Pretty much nothing. I'm keeping it. I'm afraid that it's the wrong decision, but it feels like I have the heart of the cards and I should keep it. Turn 1 Glistener Elf. Do you have it? They played a forest. They have it. That's fair. Okay, let's grab an island. Tell them that I'm shields down, so hopefully they tap out pushing damage and then I can snap it and counter on the way back down. They're going to Elven Farsight. It says reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, draw a card. With Scry 3 first. Scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. So it's like a ponder, sort of, but not really. They 1 top, 2 bottom, chooses not to reveal. Gets in for 1. Okay, we're going to land, snap this, and pass the turn. Second land for the opponent. Counter your Glistener Elf. You have another creature? Hopefully not. No creature. So I cycle, grabbing the Plains Island. Play that. Next turn I can play the Familiar out. Well, it's pretty slow, I have a Ichorclaw Mirror. Scary. Let's Brainstorm looking for a land. I did find a land. So let's put back Mancer, Drifter, cycle for an island, play the island, and then we're gonna go Familiar. Next turn, Murmuring Mystic into Brainstorm. Then I have Meaning of Minds on lock, or online. Please don't kill me. You know you don't want to kill me. Might of Old Krosa, that makes it a 5/5. Do I think I'm dead? They just have ram through. I guess I am dead. I'm gonna go to 6. Brainstorm. On a counterspell. I'll put the 2 Meaning of Minds back. Play the Chancery. Pick up this. And your turn. Next turn I have Murmuring Mystic, and then I can counterspell something. I get in for 1, hopefully just 1. Okay, we have to counterspell the Embiggen. And we're at 7. Okay, land. Play Murmuring Mystic for a Brainstorm. Okay, so put back Mole Drifter. Back Meaning of Minds and Mole Drifter. Then I'm passing. And if they have a trample effect, I'm dead, I guess. But if they don't, I think I can win. Opponent is thinking a lot on their turn, so something scary is about to happen. So they're saying that they can't cast any spells. The app is bugging. So I guess they're gonna concede and then file for reimbursement. Weird. All right, unfortunately, we didn't get to finish that game 3. Our opponent had some technical difficulties, so we win the match, and I'll see you in round 4. Round 4 versus Tauticus, we're on the play. And I think I have to mulligan this one. Okay, we have decent hand, probably. So let's keep this and put back the Murmuring Mystic. That's like the furthest from being useful. Play Island, pass the turn. We're going to stop on our upkeep and then stop on their end step here. And then we're going to do, no, land destruction again. Come on. All right, let's Brainstorm. Okay, I'll put back the 2 snaps. And then I do want to cycle, grabbing the dual land, I think. So I guess the question is, do I want to play the dual land and get it blown up, and then only have 2 islands? Play the island, and then play the dual land next turn, and like not do anything. This has the biggest upside probably if they don't have a kill spell. Unfortunately, there's not very much hope of us being able to win this one if it is land destruction here. Looks like teamer land destruction, so there's going to keep putting stuff on top of my library. Or blue-green. Alright, the Temporal Spring my land. That's pretty fun. Alright, I'll play my land again then, huh? Opponent plays Rimewood Falls. Let's see if they have Temporal Spring again. They do not. I think I Brainstorm. Looking for a counterspell. I probably won't. Okay, so let's put back. So I definitely want to put back the Lorien Revealed, because I want to draw that. I want the Faithful right now. I'm going to put back the Faithful. Put back the Lorien Revealed. Play land. Play the Augur of Bolas. It's going to draw me the Lorien Revealed. And any order here, and we'll pass the turn. Now I guess if they do play the initiative, we can snap an attack and take the initiative. Then we'll be set up to have enough lands soon. They play Rimewood Falls. They have 4 mana. They're going to Thermokarst my Acid Moss my land. Okay. Alright, so we find Counterspell. We can Counterspell their thing this turn, and then the next turn we have Meeting of Minds that we can cast to try to draw into some lands. Let's attack. Okay, our opponent's at 19. They have 7 mana. 3. Yep. So it's Altasaur time for them. Plays a Lorien Revealed. I'm going to Counterspell. Definitely can't afford for them to be drawing 3 cards right now. Okay, let's play Meeting of Minds, trying to draw land. Trying to Destroy Evil. More snaps and stuff's not very good. Plays a land, 3 cards in hand for the opponent. Tapping a bunch of mana. Looks like they're going to Cascade with the Altasaur. Finds a Generous Ent. They've got a bunch of big creatures now. That was pretty lucky of them to hit a 6-drop. So we can Chancery. It's kind of nice that I have the Destroy Evil, I guess. Can snap the Generous Ent. Then I can just Destroy Evil this, but then next turn, I guess I'm going to Destroy Evil. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. So that's going to blow up your Altasaur. And then I'll just attack for 1. Hopefully they just play the Generous Ent next turn. Then I can snap it, play Archaeomancer, and get back the Counterspell. They do find a land destruction spell, though. We're in kind of a bad shape. Tapping 4 mana for an Acid Moss. Great. Tapping 4 mana again. Another Acid Moss. Okay, no, they just can't count. They're trying to figure out how they can cast a 5-drop or something. Evokes a Muldrifter. Yep, they were like, I'm going to hardcast a Muldrifter. You can't do that. You need 5 mana. So Muldrifter dies. They're up to 4 cards in hand. We have a land. Nothing to do. I'm just going to evoke my own Muldrifter. We'll draw 2 cards and attack for 1. Bonk. Opponent's tapping some mana. They Temporal Spring my land. Sure. Temporal Spring's another land. Come on. Evoke some Muldrifter. Okay, so we're drawing multiple lands in a row. Let's Brainstorm to set up our draws. I'm going to play the Chancery here. This is my last ditch scenario. If they have more land destruction spells, we are just going to lose, but if they don't, I can snap their creature, play Archaeomancer, get back Counterspell, and then maybe start doing stuff from there. Plays a Utopia Sprawl. They have the Generous Ent and 1 unknown or 2 unknowns in hand. Ready to hit the Concede button. That's the Lorien Revealed. I'm just going to scoop. So we have some spells that can matter here. Lose Focus and Counterspell and Exclude. So we're just going to bring everything in. Get rid of all the Faithfuls. And then a Murmuring Mystic. And then I guess one of the Excludes is probably not necessary. So I guess in the end, this specific version of Familiars is just having problems with mostly the land, just getting lands in play, and that makes sense with Augur Bolus. All right, we're on the play. Happened. Okay, there we go. Keep. We can end step a Brainstorm and then set up our Augur Bolus, which is nice. Or if we find a Counterspell, we can just hold the Counterspell up. All right, land. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Forest. That is it for them. So I guess that's good for me. So I want to draw the Murmuring Mystic, put back the Snap, put back the Murmuring Mystic, play the land, play the Augur Bolus. We can draw the Snap, potentially. They have to cycle Generous Ent with Augur Bolus on the stack. Okay, gets a Rimewood Falls. We're looking for Counterspell or any way to get lands. Finding a Snap, Familiar on the bottom is not great. Let's pass the turn. So they're going to play a tap land this turn. I guess I probably should just cast the Meeting of Minds. I have 3 lands. So my options are to cast the Meeting of Minds. I guess I should F6, and then if they have a land destruction spell, I can try to Brainstorm into a counter. And if they don't have a land destruction spell, I can just cast the Meeting of Minds. Plays a Rimewood Falls. Sprawl. Okay. Alright, so we'll cast Medium Mines. Draw 2 cards. Find Counterspell and a Floodplain. That's good. So this Utopia Sprawl is on green. Let's play the Floodplain and attack. They're going to go to 19. We have Counterspell in hand, ready for their land destruction spell or 5-drop. And then they can't double spell us right now. Okay, they have a Wild Growth, so next turn they're going to have 6 mana, maybe 7. Goes for Drifter. I'm going to Counterspell. If they're evoking a Mole Drifter here instead of something else, then I feel like I should try to get rid of that Drifter. So maybe we end step Brainstorm here. Let's see what happens. Just fixing our hand up a bit. Find Chancery, Meeting of Minds. We'll put the Chancery and the Plains back. We're going to draw. Play the Plains. Play the Murmuring Mystic. We can't cast the Meeting of Minds, regardless. So I think I'm just going to attack. On the next turn, on their end step or whatever, we can Brainstorm. And then that makes a bird. Sets up our hand again. And then we can cast the Medium Minds, and then Archaeomancer back the Medium Minds. Opponent casts Lorien Revealed. Okay. So if I can find an untapped land, then I can play the Archaeomancer into holding up Counterspell. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case necessarily. Plays another Utopia Sprawl. Let's just Brainstorm so I can get a bird. Make a bird. We draw the Loose Focus. So let's put back Snap, Snap. Okay, untap. All right, my turn. We're going to cast the Meeting of Minds. Go to 7 cards in hand. Play the Chancery. We drew our other snap, and we drew another snap. And I'll pass the turn here. Now I can Loose Focus a Counterspell or whatever, and then the next turn I can Archaeomancer back a Counterspell. I mean, I can Loose Focus their Land Destruction and or Cascade spell. You know, best case scenario for me is they tap out for a Cascade, and then I just counter it everything with the Loose Focus. Play a Thermokarst. Just tap this for blue. Weird that they didn't go after my Chancery. They really wanted to gain a life. That's extremely greedy. Doesn't make any sense. Looks like they're going to play another Land Destruction spell. Whatever they play, I'm going to counter it with the Loose Focus because I need to... Maybe they want to put the Chancery back on top. I'm going to Temporal Spring my... Doesn't make sense either, so we're going to cast Loose Focus with Replicate. Just Replicate 2 or whatever on this. That way, we still have the Murmuring Mystic in play. We're going to target... Alright, same targets. We have to keep clicking that. Can't keep clicking the spell. We have more birds. Our opponent's going to die. Alright, so now we can play Archaeomancer. This gets me back Counterspell. As long as they don't have a Counterspell of their own somehow. And then I can start ephemerating for Meeting of Minds on the next turns. If they... guess I just attack. Let's see. They have 4 cards in hand. 4 mana for the opponent. Okay, they scoop. So you can see there that what they did wrong was they simply did not have the turn 2 land destruction, and then we beat them. I feel like the Murmuring Mystic was pretty clutch there, but I think I submitted my deck already. Okay. This hand has basic lands to play, so that's good. Let's keep. We can also fix the hand with the Brainstorm. Opponent plays a Forest and an Arbor Elf. We can snap that in 2 turns if they don't have a land destruction spell. Play land, pass the turn. Opponent plays a land, Utopia Sprawl, 3 cards in hand. See if they have a land destruction spell. Chooses blue. So they're going to Temporal Spring my island. Plays Wild Growth. Okay. Now they have 4 mana. Alright, I'm just going to Brainstorm here. Put back Chancery and the Exclude. They play a land. Play my land. I'll cycle for an island. Maybe I should have kept the Chancery. I don't know. I don't think that was a great thing to be keeping, though. Play a land. They have 1 card in hand. If it's a refill card like Lorien Revealed or something, we're pretty dead. If it's a land destruction spell, okay, Temporal Spring. They're on 0 cards in hand. Okay, so I have to rip land, and they have to rip land. or just a bunch of ineffective spells like Wild Growth and Utopia Sprawl. They play a land. Okay. Gets in for 1. Play a land and play Augur of Bolas. Interesting, we drew the Chancery again. We whiff on this. Any order here. So next turn, we can bounce the Arbor Elf with the Snap and have 3 mana to exclude the Arbor Elf again, which might be okay. And they rip a dud. Let's Chancery, pick this up, snap the Arbor Elf, and attack. This is blue, and then Wild Growths. There's another Wild Growth. Okay, we're in the clear for now. We can exclude this. Bye. Some of their ramp is gone. We get to draw an extra card. We draw Lorien Revealed, finding a counterspell. All right, I'm going to play, I guess I Brainstorm, put back the Destroy Evil, and an additional Chancery, or, yeah, I think the Chancery here. And then I'm going to cycle the Lorien Revealed so I can get an island and hold up counterspell. Then next turn, I can Brainstorm again with the Broker's Hideout. Here I can just attack. Looks like my post-board plan of thousands of counters is kind of work here, and they also are losing to their shuffle. They did not have the good shuffle, but who knows. Plays Utopia Sprawl, so I don't have to counter that. Puts it on blue, and another Chancery. Let's Brainstorm, get rid of Chancery and Plains, play the Broker's Hideout. We're going to grab an island and actually not attack this turn, because if they don't do anything, I think I want to use my draw to. Okay, we've got Augur of Bolas in play. Our opponent plays another land. Nothing's happening on their end. Cast Meeting of Minds. Draw 2 cards. Find a Destroy Evil on a snap. Play Sunscape Familiar. Play the Glacial Floodplain. And 3. So now I can cast Meeting of Minds and hold up the counterspell. I think I'm going to pass. No attacks. Our opponent found a spell. Cast Acid Moss. We're going to counter. And then cast Meeting of Minds of my own. Or I have Meeting of Minds now. Draw 2 cards. Find a Lose Focus. Awesome. So I think I just play the island and attack you for 1. Boink. This next turn we can play the Chancery and snap the Augur of Bolas and then cast the Lorien Revealed here. They're going to play a spell, a Mulldrifter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I definitely want to counterspell this. 1, 2, 3. I need to replicate 3 times. And then just point all these at the Mulldrifter. No thank you. I would prefer you to have 0 cards in hand. Alright, so the Lose Focus is resolved. Mulldrifter's gone. My turn. Another Meeting of Minds. So let's cast that. Boop. Boop. And then we draw 2. Play Chancery. Pick up the island. Snap the Augur of Bolas. And then I'm going to draw 3 cards. Trying to draw into a counterspell. Find Murmuring Mystic. Let's play, Sunscape Familiar. Cast Augur of Bolas. Looking for a counterspell. Yay, we found a counterspell. Okay, so now I can just say any order here, and I can snap the Augur. I'll have 1, 2. Play the Murmuring Mystic. Play snap, untap. The Murmuring Mystic. All right, let's snap this thing. Untap. Play the Murmuring Mystic. And pass the turn. Okay. So now we're going to actually have threats entering the table. If they play something like Generous Ent, I can just let it resolve and then Destroy Evil it, as well as like the initiative. They're going to pass the turn. I'm going to Lose Focus. Let's cast Augur of Bolas for 1 mana. That does feel good at least. We find a Ghostly Flicker. And they scoop it up, so we're 3-1 and we're on to round 5. Okay, round 5, we're on the play versus an unknown person who has a Legacy or Pioneer Showcase Prestige. We have Island into a good Brainstorm, or we can just play a Familiar on turn 2. So I think I'm actually just going to play the Familiar on turn 2. So I'm going to lead on Broker's Hideout into a Plains. Broker's Hideout Enters the battlefield, it has a trigger and then has a second trigger. I sacrifice it, we get a plains, and we go to 21. Our opponent plays a swamp and then passes. Let's play island and pass the turn. We're probably going to brainstorm and then maybe I don't need to brainstorm just yet. I really wanted to know what they're up to. It looks like they're on Golgari Gardens, which I think is going to be a big problem for me. Plays Exhume. Okay, that's not the same. All right. Brainstorm right now. Okay. What do I not want? Just the flicker and a meeting, or maybe the ephemerate. Flicker ephemerate. Just the flicker effects aren't that good right now, I guess. Cycle, grab an island, and then we're gonna go Sunscape Familiar into Augur Bolus. Familiar. Okay, the Augur for 1 mana. Let's see if we hit. We whiff. Problems. Alright, so if they don't kill my creatures, next turn I have Cycle the Island, play the Murmuring Mystic, play Meeting of Minds. Let's see if that happens. They're attacking for 6. We're going to go to 15. Cycle's a generous end. Oh, so this must be Dredge then. Okay. They just had the turn to Exhume. Plays Circle of the Land Druid. Okay, I feel a little bit less scared. I think I still need to just cycle my land and then play the island, play Murmuring Mystic, then just jam a Meeting of Minds. Well, maybe it doesn't matter right now. Let's F6. So at this point, we're looking for counterspells and we're looking for a very large amount of life gain because they're swinging in hard. And if they are able to get the Lolith Giant on the next turn or two, then we'll just be straight up dead. Opponent plays a Blanchwood Prowler. Okay. They mill Dread Return, Troll, and Scrapwork Mud. They don't have a Lolith Giant yet, but they do have another Dread Return on Troll if they want. But they'd have to sacrifice their Troll to get that done, so that doesn't help that much. They get in. Gonna yield until the next end step. Plays another Exhume. Great. So they're gonna put another Troll into play. Or they could Exhume the Scrapwork Mud, discarding a Stinkweed Imp, looking for a Lolith Giant. They put the Mud into play. They do discard a Stinkweed Imp. They draw. They find no Lolith Giant. So we're in the clear at the moment. Need to find Counterspell or a bunch of life gain. They Dread Return on the other Troll. Okay, so then they can get back a land. So now they have lethal, I guess, on board. This is 12 damage. So we're looking for a snap or something like that. Draw a card, or draw 2 cards. Draw for turn. Finding a Brainstorm. Archaeomancer can get back Lorien revealed. Let's play the Chancery. Pick up the island. Cast the Brainstorm. Get more birds. And put back Meeting of Minds and Plains. Play the Augur of Bolus. Grab the Meeting of Minds. Getting a Faithful milled is not great. Or put back into the deck. So now I can cast the Meeting of Minds. 1, 2, 3. I now have 3 creatures on the table. Finding a snap. Wait, snap this Troll. Untap. And cast a Muldrifter. So now we can block and kill their thing. And I found another Meeting of Minds. Awesome. So overall, that was a good turn. They play another Blanchwood Prowler. Mills a Lolith Giant. So now I really need to find some life gain. And get their creatures off the table, obviously, as well. They can Acorn Harvest, and then if they have a Dread Return, they can Lolith Giant, and that's lethal at the moment. They attack. We're going to block with all the birds and the Augur Bolus. So this takes their creature off the table, which I think is pretty important. And then we'll cast Meeting of Minds. Make another bird. Draw 2 cards. That's our third Meeting of Minds. Find a Faithful and a Familiar. Okay, so we can go like a Faithful, Mancer, get Snap, snap their creature. Okay. Play the Faithful. Or I can go Familiar, Archaeomancer for Snap, Faithful, Brainstorm. I'm trying to think this one through. I feel like I just need the life gain at the moment. Faithful, play the Chancery. them having the Stinkweed Imp in play is, I'm thinking, not great. So I'm going to Mancer for the snap. I'm going to go ahead and snap their Stinkweed Imp off the table. Because if they can Dread Return sacrificing it, then maybe they can like get some shenanigans going. We're going to untap, play a Familiar, play an Archaeomancer. Then I'm going to grab the Meeting of Minds. Then I can just cast Meeting of Minds for 0. Draw, making some birds. We go to 13 life. And I will attack. Your turn. Next turn we have a Brainstorm plus Fetch, which is pretty awesome. So that's going to draw some cards. Hopefully they can't kill me here. They play a Blanchwood Prowler, so if they have Dread Return in the graveyard, they miss on the Dread Return. If mill a Stinkweed Imp. We're currently at 14. Plays Haunted Mire. They have, I know I have Stinkweed Imp in hand. I don't know what their other 3 cards are. At this point, we are looking for. Okay, they play Knot of the Bone. Just for funsies, because they don't want to die, I guess, but that obviously is useful for them, but doesn't do that much in reality. So if I play the Murmuring Mystic now, it doesn't really help me win. And okay, I'm going to Brainstorm. I need to maximize the amount of mana I have right now. Go to 14 life, draw 3 cards. Okay, we have a Destroy Evil and a Snap. I'm going to put back these 2 lands. Cycle, grab an island. Let's play the Murmuring Mystic. And then I can actually, if I attack with everything, I can snap an Archaeomancer. And then replay the Archaeomancer for a Meeting of Minds. Let's see what happens. Let's swing out. I need to get to probably like 30 or 40 life here to not die. Okay, so now we're going to snap this Archaeomancer. Make some birds. Go to 16 life. They're taking some damage. So the question is, do I want to just play the Archaeomancer for the Meeting of Minds? Or do I play the Archaeomancer for like a snap? I can Mancer for snap, snap the Muldrifter, replay the Muldrifter. And that's some amount of, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 life gained. If I just go Mancer for Meeting of Minds, that doesn't gain me that much life. Let's go Archaeomancer, then get back the snap, and then snap the Muldrifter, making some birds, untap, cast the Muldrifter. Okay, we're going to draw 2 cards, yielding to the Muldrifter trigger. We're at 19, find another snap. So I can snap and replay the Muldrifter again, snap it, making some more birds, untapping. Play another Muldrifter. I guess I could evoke the Muldrifter and then Mortuary Mire it back for the next turn. That would have been something that would have been maybe better. Finding another Muldrifter. Let's cast that one. Cast another Muldrifter here, going to 22 life. Finding a Familiar. So let's play the Floodplain and pass the turn. Discarding a Chancery. Our opponent mills with the Stinkweed Imp. Mills Rubble Fort Maverick, Dread Return, Wayfinder, Bog, Generous End. They have 16 creature cards in the graveyard. Plays a Stinkweed Imp, so now they can Dread Return. They only have the 1 Dread Return at the moment. They're going to play a Forest, 2 cards in hand. Cycles a Troll. Cast Dread Return on the Lawless Giant. So we go to 3. 1 card in hand. I guess if their last card is Exhume, we're dead. Cast a Knot of the Bone, going to 71. Okay. What do we draw? Looking for like, not Broker's Hideout. Let's play this Familiar. And then maybe I just keep the Hideout in case I draw a Brainstorm. We've used 1, 2, 3 of them. Doesn't seem that likely. 4 life doesn't matter either way. Can't kill my Muldrifter and put it back on top. Okay, I'm going to attack. They're going to block the Archaeomancer. All right. Great. So now I can Mortuary Mire and put the Archaeomancer back. I'm keeping the Destroy Evil in hand in case they mill a Dread Return and they want to Acorn Harvest into it. Looks like they don't have a Dread Return. They cast a Stinkweed Imp. Cast another Stinkweed Imp. Okay, so now they can hard cast a Dread Return if they want. They're just passing. Okay, so I guess at this point, Archaeomancer for Brainstorm is just about as good as Archaeomancer for Lorien Revealed. So I do that. Brainstorm, then my draw 3 will only cost me 2 mana. So Archaeomancer, get back a Brainstorm, cast the Brainstorm, make a bunch of birds, put back 2 cards, play the Broker's Hideout. Oh, we found a Muldrifter. I was like, we have nothing in play, but we actually did draw a Muldrifter. Okay, so get an island, play the God Pharaoh's Faithful. I'm going to evoke this Muldrifter. That way maybe I can draw into a flicker or something. I draw a counterspell, which doesn't help. Alright, so I'll just play this Sunscape Familiar and F6. Attack for 20. But, you know, if they find a Dread Return in the top 4 cards or whatever, we're dead here. So my tokens that are dead now get triggers on them from the Stinkweed Imps. We'd have to just see what they mill. If they mill Dread Return, we're dead. They did not. Awesome. They're casting another Stinkweed Imp. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and cycle my Ash Barrens. Grabbing an island. Looks like now they're going to be casting some Acorn Harvest, getting their squirrels into play. We just need to not die to Dread Return. At this point, if they draw Dread Return, they can cast it and then recast it. So that'll be pretty bad. I'm going to, I guess, do nothing. If I attack with the Muldrifter, it doesn't get me anywhere. All right, let's just pass. They have one more Stinkweed Imp to Dredge. They milled a Dread Return. Okay. That's actually fantastic for me, because now I can counterspell the Dread Return, and then they can't cast it twice, and they're closer to milling out. And now the Stinkweed Imp is in their hand, so they're going to be drawing naturally. So we just have to hope, again, that they don't naturally draw the Dread Return and put it in their hand and then win the game. Dread Return or Scrapwork Mutt? Sacrificing the Stinkweed Imps. I'm going to counterspell, because this would have given them a lot of looks at another Dread Return. Although I could have just let it happen and then counterspelled the next Dread Return. They're going to Knot of the Bone. To be honest, nobody cares if you Knot of the Bone at this point. That's another Stinkweed Imp. But they do have 2 Stinkweed Imps in the graveyard, so the Dread Return was able to give them those into the graveyard. They have 25 creatures in the graveyard. We need a draw spell. Find an Ephemerate. So I'm going to Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. And then I'm going to take the Lorien Revealed, I think. Draw 3 cards. I'm kind of in danger of timing out because my PC is like very slow today, unfortunately. Find a snap. Can snap the Archaeomancer. Okay. Untap 2 lands. Replay the Archaeomancer. Go to 16. I'm going to get back a Lorien Revealed again. Draw 3 cards again. My clock. Okay. We're chugging. We're chugging. We're making birds. Faithful. Lorien Revealed. Looking for that flicker. We draw a counterspell. We can play God Pharaoh's Faithful. Just play Island. And pass the turn. No attacks. So my hope at this point is that they mill the Dread Return and I can counterspell it. They're likely going to Dredge with the Stinkweed Imp. They don't Dredge. Casts a Lotleth Giant. We're going to counterspell. Gaining a bunch of life, making a ridiculous amount of birds. It appears that they're currently like trying to mill me before they mill out, which I guess works, but we have the Ephemerate to get back the counterspell, so don't know how that's going to work. So I think what I want to do is Ephemerate to get snap, get out of range of a single one of their Dread Returns, and then I can just hang out, let them mill. But I have no way to like force them to mill right now, and my computer is just really slow, so I'm scared. Okay, land, Ephemerate. Let me get back the snap. Snap the Augur, or the Archaeomancer. Okay, birds are resolving. Archaeomancer. Play the Archaeomancer again. So now we're at 27. Grab the counterspell. Play Augur of Bolas. Even if this does draw me a card, it's fine. We're out of range now. Take the flicker and they're dead. So now I just have to F6. Let's show them that they're dead. Flicker here. Come on. And here we just get back Meaning of Minds. Or we get back Counterspell, I'm sorry, not Meaning of Minds. No. Take the flicker. Go ahead and blow up your Lolith Giant. And your turn. They're going to cast a Satyr Wayfinder that mills 4 cards. Mills a Dread Return. Chooses no cards. Cast a Dread Return. Give a Counterspell. So I'm checking, all 4 Dread Returns are in their graveyard, or in their exile zone. So I'm just going to play my land and F6. No attacks. Only have to figure out what's wrong with my machine at the moment. Opponent's casting a card. Does not matter to me. My turn, F6. No attacks. We win the game, so we're probably going to lose the match to time. I don't know what's going on with my machine. Okay, so post board we want the 2 Loose Focus, and the Arcaymancer, and the Counterspell. And then I don't think the Destroy Evil's that necessary. We can get rid of the 2 Murmuring Mystics. They don't really do anything. And we can get rid of 1... Guess... do one more thing here. Maybe just 1 Augur. Submit. So I have 9 minutes to win the game, assuming that my whole machine doesn't lag out. Alright, we're going to keep. Turn 1, fetch a Plains, play the Faithful, play the Chancery. Plains in play. They play a Satyr Wayfinder. Finding a Wayfinder, Dread Return, Generous End, and a Scrapwork Mutt. So they can Scrapwork Mutt on their turn. Play the Godpharaoh's Faithful, play the Chancery. We pick up the Plains. Our opponent plays a Swamp. Stinkweed Imp. Okay. Guess they're trying to get creatures on the table. So for that, I'm going to play land and pass the turn. So if they do Dread Return something, I'll just counter it. Then the next turn, I'll play the Arcaymancer to get back the Counterspell. Cycles a Generous End. They grab a Forest. Plays the Forest. Do you have another creature? I assume you have another creature. Plays a Rubble Belt Maverick. Okay. So do you want to Dread Return something? If they don't Dread Return, we have Meaning of Minds on end step as well. Puts Haunted Mire, Circle of the Land Druid into their graveyard. So they could Dread Return the Circle of the Land Druid, and then just going to attack for 1. So basically our plan is to just mill them by letting them self-mill themselves to death. We're going to go to 21 here, Meeting of Minds. An Ash Barrens and a Chancery. Let's just play the land and pass the turn. I can discard a Chancery. They cycle a Troll on end step, getting a Geothermal Bog. Sure. They're going to go aggro. Okay. Block. My plan is to cycle the Ash Barrens for an island, play the Augur Bolus next turn. That way I have a Loose Focus with Replicate up. But kind of I can't play through their all their mana. Plays a Bog. Cast Dread Return on the Troll. Let's go ahead and counter. And then I'll cycle for an island. Then this turn I'll play Arcaymancer for the Counterspell. Grab an island. Play Arcaymancer to get back the Counterspell. Lose Focus. Play the Chancery. And F6. Picking up the Plains. No attacks. Alright, let's see if they want to Dread Return their Troll again. Looks like they're just going to attack for 1. Okay. Plays a land. They have quite a bit of mana in play now. They can hardcast something. Hardcast Dread Return on Troll. Okay. Then they Dread Return a Generous End. They just have big creature beatdown right now. Fine. Let's lead on a Brainstorm. We're going to put back the Plains. And I guess another... put back the Lorien. We'll go Island. Play our Augur Bolus. I'm going to F6 here. And pick up one of my spells. It'll be the Lorien Revealed, so I can get a land later. No attacks. They're going to gain 3 life. Sure. They're 23. They mill Snuff Out and Dread Return. Interesting. They're going to attack. Let's just block. And then cast Meeting of Minds. Draw some cards. I'm looking for a Snap. Did not draw one. We'll ephemerate. Get back to Meeting of Minds. 6 minutes on clock. Let's cast a Brainstorm. There's a Snaps. Let's put back the 2 lands. All right, we go to 18. Opponent unearths a Scrapwork Mutt. Discard Stinkweed Imp, mills some creatures, including a Lawless Giant and a Troll. So they could Dread return the Troll or the Lawless Giant right now. Cast the Stinkweed Imp. They're going to Dread return the Lawless Giant. We take some damage. Okay, do. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. I have 6 minutes on clock. Come on. Back to Ephemerate. Redraw the island. Island. Snap this. And tap some lands. Snap the other one. Tap some lands. Play Archaeomancer. I'm going to get back the snap and attack them. I guess maybe I shouldn't yield through this turn, and I should still play the Augur Bolus to present more threats on the table. All right, Augur Bolus. We know we have at least 1 land on top. Okay, your turn. They're cycling a Troll to get into the graveyard, so they can hard cast the Lawless Giant, which we have a counterspell for. We can counterspell it and then ephemerate for counterspell. Mills a Rotten Reunion, Exhume, and a Snuff Out. Don't be worried about the Rotten Reunion. Plays a Stinkweed Imp. I'm going to say that's fine. Let's Meeting of Minds. Draw some cards. I'm going to ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Get back the Meeting of Minds. And we'll just lose focus their Rotten Reunion. So now I think I want to snap the Stinkweed Imp, so they have to keep like dredging to get it back, so that'll mill them faster. Okay. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. We get back the Ephemerate. Ephemerate, well, let's go. Yeah, Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Back the Snap. Snap your Stinkweed Imp. Untap my lands. Cast Meeting of Minds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw 2 cards. Looking for a familiar, I guess. Another Faithful. Let's just play the Archaeomancer to get back the loose focus. I would rather not have the Faithful in play, to be honest. Play the Mortuary Mire. Going to F6 here and attack for 3. They have no Stinkies in the graveyard right now. I'm going to counterspell the Stinkweed Imp. We have the Flicker, so we can play through everything at the moment. Plays a Wayfinder. They mill Lawless Giant, Forest Troll, Prowler. They have 15 creatures in the graveyard. They're close to getting there. Okay, they put a counter on the Wayfinder. Another counter on the Wayfinder. That doesn't seem worth it. I'm going to Ephemerate. Let's Flicker here. Get back Counterspell. Back Flicker. Go ahead and snap the Faithful. Don't think it matters anymore. Cycle. Grab an island. Play the island. I'll pass the turn. They return the Stinkweed Imp to their hand. They're going to unearth, okay. So they're going to mill some more. They mill Circled Landrude, Prowler, Prowler. Plays a Stinkweed Imp. We're going to counterspell. That's another Stinkweed Imp. Counterspell. We're going to Flicker. Get back Ephemerate and Flicker. Ephemerate for Snap. Okay, we're doing the thing. Snap this thing. Play Moldrifter. I'll attack you. Pass the turn. So they just have the 1 creature in hand. They dredge the Stinkweed Imp, milling Rotten Reunion, Scrapwork Mutt, Stinkweed Imp, Troll, Conduit Pylons. Plays the Stinkweed Imp. Fine. Okay. I'm going to Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. I'm going to get back the Snap here. I use the Rotten Reunion on the Snap. I'll Ephemerate. Get back the Ephemerate. Get back the Snap. I have 1 minute and 15 seconds. Snap the Stinkweed Imp. Draw a counterspell, so I play the familiar F6. Attack you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. I go to 5. Opponent's turn. 3 cards in hand. Unearths the Mutt. Okay. Discards a Rotten Reunion. 2 cards in hand. Casts a Stinkweed Imp. Counterspell. I cast a Satyr Wayfinder, which is fine. And then, doesn't that kill them? Okay, they choose no cards. F6. I don't even have to attack. They're just dead. Like, what are you going to do here? Maybe I don't have 6. Maybe they have a Rotten Reunion in hand. Okay. Our opponent has lost the game. They finally concede. We had to fight through infinite lag. Hopefully this was not like chugging my OBS and everything. I can see that it seems to be working, but you know, that's how it's done. So we went 4-1. That's pretty good. We lost to Goblin's combo. My machine is exploding. I need to take a break from Magic. That's what this is saying. So hopefully we'll get this video out shortly. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.